What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Pancelsarin, once again. This time bringing you a look at something a little different. We're going to talk about the Witcher series today. First up, this is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It is a fantastic game. So far, my game of the year. That's pretty big stuff to say right off the bat, but it sounded like there was an enemy over there, but I think the peasants are just spitting at things. Could be. All these NPCs, you can talk to them. They might not have much to say, or anything.
The time's ever gonna not be foul.
Hopefully. The Witcher series is rather interesting in that regard. Let's talk about this game first. Witcher 3 is huge. It is immense. Like this, for me to travel on foot from here to here would take about 2, maybe 3 minutes on foot. You have a horse, but I've found that the horse doesn't actually save you that much time. It's also kind of a pain from time to time, so I tend to just go on foot everywhere. But anyway, from here to here is about 2 minutes. Now, this map covers all of this. All of it. I mean, it is huge. This is about as far back as I can go. And it's just massive. And this is just one area. There are more. Now, I can't go into Novigrad yet, because I haven't traveled there. But, at least I don't think so. No, yeah, it just puts me right back in Velen. But, there's also this area, and White Orchard, there's Kaer Morhen up here. There might be more areas for me to explore later on, but, this here is the White Orchard. This is where you start. And this in itself took about 5 hours to clear everything out, do all the quests available in here, and find everything. Yeah, this took about 5 hours. So yeah, this is not a small game by any means. It is humongous. So at the moment, I'm going to cheat a little bit and fast travel over here. Now, the fast travel system is one of my gripes about the game, in that you can't fast travel from anywhere. You have to be at a signpost to go to another signpost. It's kind of a pain. Yeah, like there are times you'll be deep in the middle of the woods, and you'll be desperate to just fast travel out of there. Maybe your weapons and armor need repairing, which is something I should actually look into before I get started working on quests and so forth. But anyway, there is a little bit of pop-up that is largely caused by me turning my settings down a little bit to squeeze a little bit of frame rate. It's a rather demanding game at the moment. My machine is no slouch. I have a GTX 760. I have 16 gigs of RAM. I have an 8-core 4.0 gigahertz processor. I mean, it's a beast. So,
How may I assist you?
let's... Either of these would work.
Need some armor.
And you can go to various blacksmiths and armorers and have stuff made. You know, if it's... this would be nice, but you need to be level 16. So, as long as you find or buy the diagrams for these items, you can have them made. And there's a ton of them. And these are just for components of those same items, but you can have them made. And you have to go to the right craftsman for the right thing. For example, this guy's an armorer. He can't make swords, so I have to go to a blacksmith to get a sword made. But armorers can make trousers, they can make gauntlets, they can make full body pieces. There's a lot they can do, but they can, most importantly, they can repair anything. First thing I'm going to do is sell the stuff that I don't need repaired. For example, I found, oh hey, it's a stronger steel sword than the one I had. I didn't even know I had that. Awesome. So I guess I will be keeping that one. And toss the rest, I believe, as they're all not really worth my time. Okay. And let me talk about items for a second here, because there are a ton of them in this game. Like, it's an incredible amount of inventory possibilities. But anyway, I've got glyphs, a couple that I'm hanging on to. I'm probably going to sell a couple of these. These are repair kits you can have on you to repair if you're, like I said, deep in the woods. These are usable items. These are like your books, your letters, and your food and your potions. And you will have a lot of food, different food items that you can collect. And you will need food to keep your health up when out in the field. And these are your alchemy and crafting items, of which there are a ton. I mean, it's just ridiculous, but there's a lot you can make. There's a lot you can brew. You can make potions. You can craft armor. You can craft weapons. You can just do just about anything you can imagine. And if you have an item that you don't particularly need, you can sell it, or you can break it down into other crafting components. So even these things like vials and ladles and pipes can be broken down into stuff you can use to make swords and armor and other various weapons and things. And it's just endless. There's so much. You can always buy stuff from armorers if you're looking for, say, I wanted to be able to make a lesser glyph. I could do that, or I could buy a ridiculously expensive black pearl. Don't do that. Don't. But yeah, you can also upgrade your weapons with the glyphs, or you can dismantle objects to get other objects. For example, dismantling this vial just gets me some glass. The ladle gets me timber. The deer hide gets me scraps and so forth. It's just huge. There's so much you can do with items in this. And let's talk briefly about Gwent, actually. Gwent is the mini game.
To play a few rounds of Gwent. That ought to set me straight.
The card game in this game. You can play it primarily with merchants. And it's interesting. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very interesting. You have 4 factions, the Northern Realms, which I stick to. At the beginning, you're given a fairly Northern Realms deck. You can play as the Scoia'tael, the Monsters, and the Nilfgaardians. And each faction has their own separate abilities. For example, a Northern Realms faction draws a card from the deck when you win a round, which can be vital, and may be vital in my case, but let's play. And it's kind of I want to say it's kind of a Magic the Gathering ripoff, kind of. That's not really being fair. It is actually rather different. And yeah, I'll toss him 2 and see what I get. I get a decoy. Okay, that's cool. So your objective is to win best 2 out of 3 rounds. And you do so by laying cards in one of these 3 areas of your deck. And it's the close combat, which is up front, the ranged combat, which is in the middle, and the siege combat, which is in the rear. Now, some cards have abilities. For example, this card has a Tight Bond card, which doubles the strength of both cards if it happens to be placed next to one with the same name. And that guy brings in another card from the deck, or multiple cards, but they came out of his hand. So I think what I might do is be a complete and utter jerk and decoy that character back to my hand. So now it's basically a lock that the Scoia'tael are going to win this round. So I'm just going to sacrifice the round to them and try to go the next two straight. So they're going to go first. Let's see what happens. They might have a medic, which would be a problem, but instead, I guess I will start with a siege engine in the back. And the point is to just have a stronger force. Period. Like, the total strength of my force right now is 8 plus 16, which is 14. He's going to call other characters in. It's not a huge deal. Not really worried about it. I'll put Siegfried up front so that my force is nice and varied and I still have the lead. And I believe the Scoia'tael are in trouble. I'll put him out just to keep the lead and see what his last card is. He's playing Biting Frost, which hurts me a little bit more than it hurts him. That makes sense. But I have this ability on my leader card. Your leader card is a card that doesn't go into play, but just stays offside, but it has an ability. In my case, it's to clear any weather effects that are in play. So that will clear the... completely negate the Biting Frost that my opponent just tried to put down. She passes, and I'm in the lead, so I will pass and keep the lead and take the round win. And now I have 4 more cards in my hand than she does. You never draw a card. Once you get your opening hand, that's it. You're done. And the card I drew is a medic. That is awesome. In you go, medic. The medic allows you to pull from your deck any card from your graveyard, so to speak. And already my opponent's in trouble. That was the only card she had. Or he had, I should say. So yeah, they're not winning this game. I'm just going to pass and take the victory. There is an element of strategy to it. You might be better off sacrificing your first round and going for the second two. Especially if you can, in this instance, as I did, get your opponent to spend way too many cards on that first round. And I want a new card for it, a Grave Hag. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to look at it now, but I just wanted to show you the game. Anyway, I also wanted to get my stuff repaired, which I forgot to do, so I'm going to do that real quick. Yeah. Just let me at your repair section here.
Look at your stock.
So anyway. Yeah, you might as well repair it all. Go dingle. Alright. And I should put the new sword on.
So long.
It's kind of a pain to do this. If you buy a new sword, I feel like you should have the ability to equip it instantly. Which would then allow you to... sell the original.
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock.
But anyway. Witcher 3 is a very, very good game, as I said in the intro, but I need to quantify that.
So long.
The graphics are awesome. They're very, very pretty, especially when it comes to Geralt himself. Like I said, I turned it down a little bit to crank out a little bit more frame rate, and that may not have been necessary. It was for my laptop. My laptop has Windows 8.1. It has a 960 graphics card on it, GTX 960. But for whatever reason, it was chugging. And when I transferred the save file over, I transferred the options over. Haven't really gone back into it to check or make things look better, because it looks good enough to me. I'm not an endless graphics whore. I think this game looks amazing as it is, especially in conversations.
Yeah?
Heard you have a problem. A monster you call a Shrieker.
Aye. Prowls about, it does. Snatches cows and goats mostly, but it won't scorn a man if it runs into one. Borzoi, huntsman under the old lord, well, he said enough's enough. Claimed he'd put a stop to it, drive the beast away. Took a hatchet. Laid an ambush for the Shrieker beyond the moat, where the fields start. It's where we found him. Guts stretched o'er the crown of a tree like gossamer. Took half a day to collect the parts. Put him in a grave.
You can haggle certain quests and jobs.
I know times are tough, but I'll need you to cough up a bit more coin.
Now you don't want to annoy them too much with your opening rate, so I tend to go just like a little bit more.
I suppose I can add that. Ye are risking your neck for us.
High time a professional took a look at this Shrieker. Anyone around here know more about the beast?
Borzoi's son Simcoe does. Saw the aura with his own eyes. But you might find the lad hard to chat with. Still mourns his father, methinks.
I see. Where'll I find him?
At me homestead. I took the tyke in when he lost his dad. The mother passed long ago.
As you can see, quests are more than just simple fetch quests in this game. There's, so far, always been a story attached to them somehow. And this story has always been interesting. So let's see where this goes.
Can we talk?
Let me be.
Calm down, I just wanna...
Go, I said.
I want to avenge your father. But to do that, I gotta know what killed him.
Shrieker killed him. Don't you know?
That name doesn't mean much to me. Describe the beast. Tell me what it looked like.
Something like a rooster. But huge. With a lizard's tail. I heard Ruffler barking in the woods. Ran to see what you were on about. There were Dad, in the bushes. A hole through his belly. And he were moaning, screaming. I wanted to help, but how could I? How?
Shush now, calm.
Calm. Calm.
Take care, kid.
Geralt is not above using his powers to manipulate people. And since it usually gives you a decent experience bonus when you do, well, I just go ahead and calm people down if they're getting a little out of control. But anyway, okay, I'm going to head over there. So I am right to leave town, so that's what I'll do. Sorry, folks. Off to kill what sounds like a basilisk of some sort. As I said, I tend to run on foot. You can call your horse over. He actually had a semi-easy time getting to me this time. Sometimes he has some very difficult time getting to me, which is why I don't use him all that often.
That's it, Roach.
You can set him off at a canter, or you can put him into full gallop, but this will drain his stamina. As I said, he's only a bit faster than Geralt running on foot. And not to mention, the horse is a lot better on the road, rather than in the fields and in the mountains and so forth. So I tend... Whoa! Yeah. I didn't say jump, buddy. Alright, chill out here for a bit. I'm gonna look around in Batman mode. These are your Witcher senses, which I
Tracks
call...
are irregular here. Monster must have started staggering. Was wounded, most likely.
Which I call Batman mode, because it really does put Geralt into, like, being a detective, and a lot...
Muscles caked in blood. Didn't give up without a fight.
And a lot of the quests are like this. Geralt, runs the countryside solving mysteries, kind of, so to speak.
Blood. Monster blood.
And so you'll wind up following trails like this. To try and catch up to the monster. Now, in addition, as you just saw, the Witcher senses, or Batman mode as I like to call it, also highlights items that you can pick up. Or in this case, ingredients that I can pick. And yeah, it's about it. It's very cool. It also allows you to focus on sounds, and it visualizes those sounds. I don't know if there's one around. There it is. So you can actually see when there's an enemy about. Even if you can't see it, you can still hear it. So let's see what Geralt has to say
Tracks
here.
lead to the cave. The cockatrice.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cockatrice. It's bad juju. Alright. Into the cave entrance. Now, very, very dark, but thankfully I still have my mini-map to guide me. And it helps that I can just follow the monster's footprints. Although it looks like he's got a... Whoa!
Sounds coming from above.
Lots of bodies here. Whoa. What was that? Uh-oh.
Not about to leave. Bomb should smoke it out, though.
Well, alright then. No. You do have a crossbow for long range, but it doesn't do a lot. This, on the other hand... Ow. Let's try it now.
It's not here. Must have fled through another exit. Gotta nab it before it gets away.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. So, here we'll learn a bit about the
There it
combat.
is. Won't get away this time.
Uh-oh. Gotta follow it. I'll just keep calling him. There we go. Come here. Let's go. Uh-oh. Where you at?
Damn it.
Ow. 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 All right. Well, that was fun. Yeah, Geralt doesn't mess around. Anyway, so I took a bit of a hit there, so I'm gonna take some food and drink some water. And that should regen my vitality. You'll notice that it does kind of regenerate itself. Kind of. Only kind of, though. I mean, it does so extremely slowly in real time. Or your other option, the one I usually choose, is to meditate for maybe, I don't know, just an hour is enough on the easier difficulties, and your health will have regenerated fully. But a nice feature about the horse is that if you put him on a road, he will automatically go down that road. Now the problem is when he comes to a turn, he doesn't necessarily know which one to take. So, you know, it's only semi-useful autopilot. It would be nice if you had a quest marker and the horse automatically took the one that led to that quest marker, but it doesn't really work that way. Having said that, combat, as you saw, is is visceral and somewhat invigorating. I like it quite a lot.
Greetings.
Yeah?
Shrieker won't trouble you anymore.
Thank ye, Master Witcher. Your reward, tain't much, but as they say, take care of the pennies.
Keep the coin. You took in an orphan. Need it more than I do.
And they call witches unfeeling, inhuman. Well, I thank ye, from the bottom of my heart.
Now, it's not usually a good idea to do what I just did, because you need money in this game. You need it. You need a lot of it. But in this case, I happen to fully agree with Geralt. That guy needs it more than I do. Even though he's not real, I know, but Jenny of the Woods. Let's find out what this is all about. Anyway, so while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about... I've talked about Witcher 3. Anyway, in summation, I like Witcher 3 a lot. I do. It's a fantastic game. It's very pretty. The music's awesome. The side quests, all the quests are engaging and sometimes thought-provoking, and there is no easy answer, which is something of a staple of the series. Sometimes you think what might be the best thing for anybody will turn out not to be. It will turn out to actually be much worse. Sometimes you have to choose between the character you were sent to... Damn it, Roach. Stupid autopilot doesn't quite work the way it should, but anyway. Sometimes the character you were sent to save will need to be sacrificed to save a bunch of children, or maybe it turns out the person you were sent to save isn't a good person after all, and now you have to kill them, or they're a monster, or God knows what. There are so many different... Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not underwater. Drowners aren't really a problem. I like to think of them as like low-rent zombies. It's basically what they are. The only difference being that you only find drowners near water. Anyway, off we go. I probably would have been faster to fast travel, but oh dear.
Take it easy.
Can I catch these deer? Can I get them? Probably not. It's just as well. I'd rather not kick anybody. Oh wait, have I been going the wrong way? Not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Anyway, regardless. Witcher 1 and...
Whoa there, Roach.
No, this is not going to work. Like I said, sometimes it's better just to go on foot. And in this case, this seems to be one of those cases. At least Geralt in this game can climb over things. You couldn't do that in Witcher 1 or 2. So let's talk to some witnesses about Jenny of the Woods.
Wraith that haunts the village. Heard you can tell me about it.
Oh, I saw her. Saw Jenny of the Woods with mine own eyes. Like I sees you now, Witcher.
What did she look like? In detail, please try.
Truth be told, I didn't see her too clearly. It were growing dim, see, and this pale shape loomed afore me, mist-like. I comes closer, and the cloud thickened, and something like a visage came out of the mist.
What did you do?
What do you think, me love? That I'd wait to see the wraith in full glory? Ran to the village to tell folk what I'd seen.
I see. So she appeared to you just after twilight? Important clue, thanks. You take care now.
Dun 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 dun. Now that step was optional, but I took it. Oh, one thing I am going to take, because this village happens to have a blacksmith, is to sharpen my stuff. I got enhanced weapons, and now enhanced armor, And now I'm ready to face just about anything. So let's go and face just about anything. What do we got here?
A woman came through here, barefoot.
Uh-oh. So yeah, Witcher...
A piece of fabric, possibly from a dress, got snagged on the undergrowth. Stride indicates she was running. Probably why she tore her dress. Somebody chase her?
Witcher 1 was kind of a slog. And for a couple of reasons. First, combat wasn't really all that much fun. Yes, the element that you have to prepare for pretty much every battle was new and interesting, at least to me. And but in actual practice, it was really, really dodgy. Didn't really work out. Oh, I don't think things worked out for that young woman.
Couldn't outrun her pursuer. He stabbed her or slit her throat. Strange. Left the knife behind. Dried blood on it. Could come in handy. Dragged the body through here. Clear trail.
Oh dear, this may not be a monster of the typical sense. Sounds more like we're looking for a bad guy.
Lugged the body all the way to the woods. Buried it here. Shallow grave. Murderer must have been pressed for time. Something's sticking out. A letter.
Interesting. Now let's have a look at that letter. Quest items. Even though I told him I don't want to know him, I know you're not afraid of Buckeye, but I am. He says he loves me, but it's not the kind of love I have with you. It's a fierce, frightening kind. Buckeye won't leave us alone ever. We have to run. Leave your reply in the usual spot. You're Zula. Uh-oh. We have a name.
A scorned lover killed the woman, seems to me. A night wraith. Alderman probably knew the girl. I ought to ask him.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyway. Yeah, Witcher 1 was not nearly as interesting as this game is. It had a lot of interesting new folklore. It was probably based on, Polish, heritage, their folklore, their monsters, as it were. But the plot and the writing weren't all that great, like at all. It was probably a product of bad translation, but the game just wasn't interesting to me, and I gave up after like the fourth chapter. And I'll tell you one of the most egregious things after I talked to this guy.
Greetings.
What do ye want?
Zula and Buckeye. Did you know them? They must have lived in this village.
Good God, he knows. 'Tis witchery. They disappeared, both of them, into thin air. We've not seen them a week now.
I found the girl's grave and a letter. It's clear she rejected Buckeye because she loved another.
Zula and Ontan, aye. We thought they'd fled north to seek happiness there. Buckeye departed round the same time. So that's to mean our Zula's the wraith. Can't be. Such a good lass. And so pretty.
Any idea where they used to meet?
Well, can't say for sure. But the young'uns, they go to the clearing, mostly west of the village, past the fields. Zula. Good gods.
No way I can hope to lift this curse. Gotta drive the wraith away. Stand a chance if I can bind it to one spot for a while.
I guess that means I might want to have Yrden queued up. For those who don't know, Witchers don't have magic in the traditional sense. They use instead signs, which are like quick, easy magic. Uh-oh. Pack of wolves. When you start this game, you will swiftly find You'll swiftly find that wolves are one of your best sources of food. Food and money. Because they travel in large packs, they're pretty easy to take down, and you almost always get meat and or fur from them. In this case, I'm getting a lot of meat, which is nice. Anyway. Yeah, Witcher 1 had a kind of a bad sexism problem. Like, really bad. And it was kind of painful. The first chapter of the game has you saving women from being raped twice. Which is not just lazy storytelling. But it's just kind of sick, especially when you add into the.
In daylight.
No, I better meditate till sundown. Oh, I got my bombs back. A nice thing about this is if you have certain things set up like bombs or other usable items, potions in fact, and you have enough alcohol in your inventory, when you meditate, they'll automatically be replenished for you, which is kind of nice.
Wraith won't appear in daylight.
Oh, I guess I gotta go all the way to midnight. Not a big deal. Uh-oh. Hi, Jenny. Or Zula. And wraths are a pain in the ass. I was gonna say, I didn't kill her. Son of a... Can I hit her with Ard, maybe? Nope. Come on, Jenny, what you got? What you got? Oh, she's almost done. Come on, Jenny. 8675309. Come on. Oh. I better take a moment. This one's trouble, kids. This is why you should prepare. Oh, man. Whew. Man, that was pretty rough. I think I'm gonna meditate that one away. Whew. Yes, please. Wow. Yeah, that was rough. Anyway. So, Witcher 1 had you protect women from being raped twice in the very first chapter. It was just, aside from just being lazy storytelling, it was just unnecessary. The world has enough darkness in it that it doesn't need to have sexual violence added to it. I mean, I know that this is the kind of world that existed. I know that in actual medieval times, women were treated this way, but
in the wilds, we'd have starved long past.
it was just really hard to sit through, and there was a large amount of sexism in the first game. Second game, not so much. Witcher 2 was actually quite an improvement, but I'll talk about that after I finish talking to him.
Greetings.
What do ye want?
Jenny of the Woods is gone. Got rid of her.
She'll not be back.
No. I know how to dispatch night wraiths for good.
Aye, of course. Your reward, as agreed. Many thanks to ye, Master Witcher.
Farewell.
Yeah, good thing too. She nearly killed me. Anyway, yeah, the second game was good. It's not quite as big or as expansive as this, and the combat's way improved from the first game, but it's not quite this good. But still. But yeah, it's that game was thoroughly enjoyable. Played it all the way to the end, enjoyed the crap out of it. And this game has stolen my life away. So far, this game is my front runner for Game of the Year for this year, if that tells you anything. But anyway, that's enough. I think I've gone on a little bit longer than I intended to. Just wanted to talk about The Witcher 3 real quick, show off this game as much as I could, and talk about the series as a whole and what I thought of it. Also, a neat little trick is that Geralt's facial hair grows with the passage of time. Don't know about his real hair. It stayed pretty well in that ponytail, but then facial hair has always grown faster for me than my actual hair, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, long story short, Witcher 1, kind of a slog, didn't finish it. I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10.
Maybe I should sing along.
Witcher 2, much better. Much better game. Not perfect, but a lot easier to fall into. Less overt sexism. And I'd probably give it like an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. And this game, Witcher 3, has been so completely addicting. It is quite literally stolen my life away. I've done little else with my spare time. So, so yeah. I highly recommend it. I'd probably give it a 9 at this point, just because it's got a few bugs. It doesn't seem to run well on my laptop, which you kind of expect from a laptop, but it's a gaming laptop and it's a new one as well, so it is a little disheartening. Also, there are a few bugs here and there. The game froze on me once, and occasionally weird things happen. And Roach is a problem. He keeps getting stuck on things, and it's kind of not the best way to travel. So anyway, but otherwise it's a fantastic game and I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching me this far. Sorry for making you stick with me all this time. I'm gonna make you go dizzy now. Oh no. Sorry, I'm just I'm like, I don't want them staring at like just a blank screen, so now I'm gonna make you sick. Alright, well, thanks for watching and I will catch you guys next time.